Some footballers, without even playing once in the main lineup, in the world of sports, transfer millions of dollars just with their name. Or some lower-level players suddenly become stars with a call from an agent. And that's not just because of talent, but because of the money that changes hands. In 2019 alone, over $700 million were paid to agents for player transfers. You heard that right. Just to the agents, not to the players, not to the clubs, and not to the coaches. In this video, we're going to delve beneath the surface of football, where the Mafia writes contracts, determines destinies, and often steals the future of young people. Imagine a 14-year-old boy playing in a village in Brazil. His talent isn't bad, but it's not something that makes everyone say, "Wow, what a player." Then one day, a well-dressed man with sunglasses and shiny leather shoes shows up at their practice. Everyone says he's a football agent. One of those famous agents who can elevate a player from rags to riches with a single phone call. In short, the agent comes forward with a smile and tells the young footballer, "You have potential. We have talked to a European team. You need to come and take a test." A few weeks later, the boy is just playing at an academy in Portugal. Not even 6 months pass before the media starts saying that the new South American football phenomenon is here. But what is the reality? There was no special test involved. It was just a hefty contract between the agent and the club, and the boy is just a part of this deal. Now imagine that player gets seriously injured in the second year and doesn't play anymore, yet the agent is still finding a new club for him. How is that possible? Well, because for some people, that player is just a tool, a commercial commodity with which money is moved, and in every transfer, a significant percentage of the money goes into the agent's pocket. Some people say these practices are only common in South America or Africa, but that's wrong. In Europe too, some agents, with the power they have, even force coaches to include certain players in the lineup. In fact, it can be said that in the world of football, there are numerous examples where players have become superstars with the help of agents. One of these cases is John Duran, the Colombian forward who, despite poverty in Colombia, was able to transfer to Aston Villa Football Club with the help of the agents and his managers, and is on the path to becoming a star. Now let's move on to bigger examples where bribery has played a significant role behind the scenes in football. We have a real case concerning Sepp Blatter, the 8th president of FIFA, a man who was the official face of world football for years. But behind his diplomatic smiles, a world of under-the-table deals and dirty politics was hidden. During Blatter's presidency, especially around the selection of World Cup hosts, from 2010 to 2022, a series of documents from Swiss banks, known for their confidentiality, were leaked, revealing a story that resembled Mafia films more than football. These documents showed that millions of dollars were deposited into the accounts of federations and FIFA voting members under the guise of consultancy fees or cultural bonuses. But behind these nice words lay a frightening reality. This money was not intended for the development of football in Africa or Asia, but solely for buying votes. For example, for the hosting of the 2010 World Cup, where South Africa was chosen, it was said that $10 million were transferred through FIFA to accounts in the Caribbean to persuade certain members of the Central American Football Congress to vote for Africa. Even a leaked email from Jack Warner, one of FIFA's controversial members, shows that he was fully aware of this money. Interestingly, when the US Investigation Committee got involved and the FBI opened the case, many FIFA officials were arrested or forced to resign. But Sepp Blatter, despite all this commotion, was only suspended, neither imprisoned nor even seriously prosecuted. One of the most astonishing things is that João Havelange, who was indeed president of FIFA for 24 years, similarly, according to official documents, took millions of dollars in bribes, but never spent even a single day in prison for this crime. But in this segment, let's go into the story of Paul Pogba, the professional French footballer, and the well-known agent Mino Raiola. Paul Pogba, the talented French midfielder, was in Manchester's academy since childhood, but when he turned 18, the club did not offer him a professional contract. Because of this, Pogba became very disappointed. But this is where the figure of Mino Raiola came into play. Raiola was one of the most powerful football agents in the world. Regarding Paul Pogba, Raiola made a phone call to Juventus, saying that they have a talented young player who can play for free. Come and see him. And that was when Juventus immediately and decisively made an offer to Paul Pogba. But when Pogba got the chance to play at Juventus under a coach like Antonio Conte, he developed significantly and as a result, scored 5 goals in his first season and was generally an influential player. In the second season, he scored 7 goals and provided 7 assists, which are incredible results. That's why the fans fell in love with him and he won many awards. He was named the European Young Player of the Year by UEFA. But the story didn't end there. 2 years later, Paul Pogba's agent, Mino Raiola, called Manchester and said if you want him to return to Manchester, you have to pay £89 million. Interestingly, Manchester accepted this amount, and Paul Pogba became the most expensive purchase in the history of the Manchester club with that money. The most astonishing thing in all of this is that the agent's fee was about 20% of each transfer. This means that with a simple phone call, Mino Raiola ensured that Pogba remained in the world of football initially, allowing him to prove himself at Juventus and later, with an astronomical fee, return to England and Manchester club. In any case, Raiola made a huge profit from both transfers. It is said that Raiola received a commission of about 20 to 25 million euros from this deal, which made quite a stir. However, Raiola himself passed away in 2022 due to severe lung diseases and infection. He was also the agent for Zlatan and Haaland. Now, if you want my opinion on these transfers and the behind the scenes of the football world, I must say that in my view, football has long strayed from the path of passion, excitement, and competition. Because now, the behind the scenes have become more important than the field of play. Although there are still real people and real talents. They just need to have their path open, that is, if the agents allow it. What do you think? Do you think that players who rise through money are taking away the rights of real talents? For many, football is just a game. But for some, it's a billion-dollar industry filled with corruption, deals, and cliques. Truly, if we want the world of football to be clean, transparency, accountability, and justice must prevail in it. Otherwise, there will inevitably always be another representative who comes forward with a smile, inevitably buys a young person's future, and then very simply sells it with a signature.